اولا ماهیت فتنه این یک فتنه آمریکایی بود، واضح بود. آمریکایی ها برنامه‌ریزی کردن، فعالیت کردن. هدف آمریکایی هم اینو من قاطع صریح با تجربه 40 و چند ساله در جمهوری اسلامی عرض میکنم. هدف آمریکا بلعیدن ایرانه.
The Middle East is completely on edge as Iran has warned America of all-out war following U.S. President Donald Trump's threat to target Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Days after Trump warned of ending Khamenei's 40-year-long rule in Iran, the Iranian president responded sharply, saying that any attack on the supreme leader would be considered a declaration of all-out war. Trump issued the threatening message amid reports of mass executions of demonstrators in Iran. Notably, on December 28, 2025, widespread protests erupted across Iran against soaring inflation and worsening economic conditions. Let's understand what led to the current standoff between Iran and the United States. Iran's currency has been in a free fall due to decades-long sanctions imposed by the West. Tehran's economic troubles were further compounded after the E3 nations, France, Germany, and the United Kingdom, invoked the snapback mechanism under the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA. The E3 reimposed snapback sanctions on Iran, accusing it of violating the nuclear enrichment deal. However, Tehran rejected the allegations, maintaining that its nuclear program is meant for peaceful purposes and complies with international regulations. It is important to recall that the United States and Israel bombed Iran's nuclear sites, including the Fordo and Isfahan enrichment facilities, during the 12-day war that began on June 13, 2025. After the conflict ended, reports emerged claiming that Iran possessed more than 400 kilograms of enriched uranium. The E3 nations and the United States demanded that Iran allow the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, to inspect the bombed nuclear facilities and hand over the enriched uranium. The U.S. and Israel also demanded that Iran limit its ballistic missile program. Tehran, however, reiterated that while it was willing to restart dialogue with international partners, it would not restrict its missile capabilities. As Trump continued to threaten military action unless Iran submitted to U.S. demands, widespread protests began across the country in December. These protests soon turned violent. Rioters attacked government buildings, burned mosques, and assaulted security personnel. Iran responded by tightening security measures and launching intensified operations against protesters involved in vandalism and armed violence. Reports suggest that more than 5,000 people, including 500 security personnel, have been killed during the unrest. The Iranian government also shut down internet services across the country as what it called precautionary measure. In response, U.S. billionaire Elon Musk activated Starlink satellite internet services in Iran in support of the protesters. However, Tehran is fighting hard to block the Starlink's internet services. Trump posted on social media platform X, urging Iranian protesters to take control of government buildings, topple the regime, and promising that U.S. help was on the way. Experts say this further escalated tensions and raised fears that a renewed U.S. attack on Iran was imminent.
We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. And that doesn't mean boots on the ground, but it means hitting them very, very hard where it hurts. So we don't want that to happen. There have been cases like this where...
However, Trump later abandoned plans for direct military action, claiming that Tehran would not execute protesters. Iran blamed the United States and Israel for instigating and fueling the violent protests. As the riots began to subside, Iranian security forces intensified search operations to identify and arrest those involved in the violence. The human rights activists' news agency reported that 24,348 protesters had been arrested in the crackdown. More than 800 rioters were reportedly sentenced to death, although Iran later canceled the executions. Trump accused Iran's leadership of ruling through fear and violence, referring to the alleged death sentences. He said that the best decision Iran ever made was not hanging more than 800 people 2 days ago. Khamenei, however, blamed Trump for the violence and instability in the country.
We consider the President of the United States a criminal, both for the casualties, for the damages, and for the accusation he made against the Iranian nation.
Experts suggest that Trump has, for now, canceled plans for an attack and a possible regime change in Iran. However, the U.S. president is reportedly still considering various military options against Tehran. A report by Axios also claimed that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu asked Trump to delay any attack on Iran. Netanyahu reportedly urged Trump to wait in order to give Israel more time to prepare for possible Iranian retaliation. He has also expressed concerns over the inadequate U.S. military assets currently deployed in the region, which would be required for a prolonged war and any effort to topple the Iranian government. Now, as Iran has warned of launching an all-out war if the U.S. attacks the country's supreme leader, the big question remains: will Trump maintain his image as a peace president, or will he push the United States into yet another war in the Middle East?